Welcome, Walnut. I'm Lara, but you can call me Laz, your host for Walnut Wednesday. This is your reminder to be brave, be yourself, and know that you can make the world a better place just by what you decide today. Here, I'm going to share my weekly walnuttings with you on a Wednesday. Hi, Walnut. It is me, Laz, here for another episode of Walnut Wednesday. I hope your week is going very, very well-ish, as well as it can be, and I hope you're feeling very walnutty today, because my walnutting this week I want to share with you is actually something where I'm in the reflection phase of how I've behaved about something, and it's just another one of those times where I am being, I feel like, emotionally intelligible enough to try and do something about it before I behave in a way that I'm going to have like dread and regrets and bad feelings about myself about. But I'm not going to get into too much detail about the situation itself, Walnut, because it's actually just like, it's not even just one, it's like lots of different situations. But I want to talk to, I recently had something happen to me where I've just noticed that I have been living in complete frustration. And as a generator in human design, that is my not self theme, right? Frustration. When I am frustrated, that is my little key Noah item of information to tell me that I am behaving and living in not my best aligned, best self way, right? So I had a situation where I was out with Geordie and I got extremely frustrated to the point where I couldn't actually enjoy our time together because I was just thinking about how annoyed I was. And there were these key little moments, even when we were driving, where Geordie was like, look how beautiful this is. He's like, I'm always driving, because I was driving us. He's like, I'm always driving, so I never get to look at this, like, wow, this is such a nice view. And I'm sitting there like, I look at that view every day, and yes, it's beautiful, but I am pissed off, so I can't think of anything else. And I basically just had like the red mist over me of frustration, because I was just... Okay, I think the moral of my story this week, Walnut, is the quote that I got from Melanie and Leah, which she says so well, is when emotions are high, intelligence is low. But the difference for me, Walnut, is in that time where I was feeling frustrated, I noticed it right away. And I was like, this feeling of frustration is impacting the way I am behaving. And even though I couldn't stop myself from feeling frustrated, I was very conscious and aware that I was feeling that way. Does that make sense, Walnut? So like when, for example, Geordie was saying, oh, this is so beautiful, I was like, yeah, it is beautiful, but I'm annoyed, so I can't actually enjoy the beautifulness of this moment, right? So that's my walnutting, like I'm not frustrated anymore, but my walnutting is that I noticed in a moment that I was feeling in a way, and that actually impacted on how I was behaving, because I was like hyper aware of myself, like past Laz, who hasn't done the emotional intelligible work, she probably would have behaved in a different way, snapped at Geordie, said a snarky comment. I think I did say a couple snarky comments, but, said a snarky comment, started a fight for no reason, like really self-sabotaged and really like anchored in this annoyed behavior. But I tried to do little things like turn the volume up of the car, and I said, I'm just trying to listen to a good song, like, because he knew that I was annoyed. And I changed really minuscule 2mm shift behaviors while I was feeling frustrated. And it's actually funny, Walnut, because it's a theme that's come up this week in particular of, it's real cliche what I'm going to say here, peeling it back to gratitude. Peeling it back to gratitude. Case in point, Geordie looking at the view and saying that it's beautiful, and me going, well, fuck that view because I'm annoyed. How much and how many times in life, in our days, in our hours do we go through just going, oh yeah, well, fuck that, because whatever, I'm too busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, to actually sit down and smell the coffee, right? There is so much to be fucking grateful for. There is so much to be grateful for. And I think now coming out of this and kind of reflecting on what I wanted to sort of share with you on this podcast is leaning into my not self theme, celebrating that I was hyper aware of what my behavior was doing and owning it. I think just having that ownership of how I was behaving. So like if I was making a snarky comment, I knew that I was making a snarky comment. And how I'm just kind of going through now, Walnut, how I'm going to like shift that again into the gratitude piece, into me being a generator where I feel that satisfaction of life. What makes me feel satisfied? What makes me feel grateful? What makes me feel happy? And even though I am like in complete duality, feeling feelings of frustration and anger and bitterness and all of the feelings that we all have, I'm trying really hard to like do almost like a life audit, because we just go and we go and we go, and then we get stressed, we get burnt out, and all of the things that pop up in life. And it almost like puts the blinders on to all of the delicious things that we really do have, the small little moments, the looking at the view, right? So I'm going to keep it short and sweet this week, Walnut, but the main thing that I'm focusing on and that I'm walnutting about is when emotions are high, intelligence is low. So when you're feeling heated, how can you like bring yourself to the present, right? Not disassociate from your body and just let your like mind and words and all the things just take you into this floating rage ball of feelings, but how can you bring yourself back despite what you are going through and what you are feeling and all those things? So that's my picture, Walnut. So I hope this resonates. And if you would like me to speak to this more, I would love to hear more from you. So jump into the walnut tree and we can kind of dig into this a little bit deeper. But I'm really celebrating that, like being present in the moment, at the same time as feeling insanely frustrated in the moment as well. So I think that's a new thing, and that's a testament to all my walnutting in general, is to like now I've gained this new superpower of being actually physically present when I'm in not only celebratical emotions, but the other side of that as well. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And I realize I'm a little bit waffly this week, but have a happy Walnut Wednesday. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I look forward to hearing more about this with you.